Hello, thanks for joining. I want to officially welcome you to 3 secrets to make sure that your next detox rocks. So we're going to have a great evening, just a quick time together, and I can't wait to get into some wonderful things that I want to bring out to you. Want to get started and let you know my name is Shalynne Barr, and I am the owner of Health Coach Shalynne, and I'm so happy to be on the phone with you tonight. I just want to tell you a couple of quick housekeeping tips for our call. So as we get started, I'm going to ask everyone on the call to please mute your phones. Please mute your phones. And then that will help with all background noise and happy babies that are probably singing songs and great things that are going on. And then towards the end of our time together, we'll unmute those calls, and then we'll take a time together to answer some questions if you happen to have any. So just kind of jot down your questions as I'm talking and explaining some things, and we'll work through questions and answers at the end. Okay, so I want to let you know that the information that's being provided for you is for educational and informational purposes only. It's being provided to educate you about how to take care of your body and as a self-help tool for you to use so that you can reach your own health goals. It's not intended to treat or cure any specific illness, and it's not to replace the guidance provided by your own medical practitioner. This information is to be used at your own risk based on your own judgment. And if you suspect that you have a medical problem, I urge you to take appropriate action by seeking your medical practitioner or getting that medical attention that you might need. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a former potato chip addict. I was suffering from high cholesterol, and I was actually carrying an additional 35 pounds on my 5-foot frame. Well, my doctor told me that I needed to really get that extra weight off of me if I was seeking to live a better quality of life. You know, I ate potato chips when I was happy, sad, mad, stressed, bored, watching TV, driving. I ate potato chips all the time. And I'm happy to tell you that in 2016, I actually broke my potato chip addiction, and I went the whole year without potato chips. So some of the things that I actually felt in my body by carrying the 35 extra pounds, like my knees were buckling, I would be out of breath going up and down the stairs, my back was hurting, you know, and I just began to seek out ways to get healthy. I started eating clean, and on a consistent basis, I started making small changes, you know, exercising, weightlifting, and those small changes paid off in a really big way. And so I began coaching others because I saw that my family and friends needed help, and I wanted them to improve, you know, to have a better quality of life. My coaching led me to seek out a professional certification, and I now carry a diploma in mindful nutrition, and I'm also a certified nutrition coach. And I'm so happy to report that I'm currently studying to become a certified personal trainer. Now that program takes a little bit more work, but it should be complete by August of this year. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm so happy that spring is on its way. And tomorrow here in Michigan is supposed to be really, really warm. But I love, you know, I've been longing for the days when I can just stop wearing those heavy coats and stop wearing my hat, scarf, and gloves and all of that. You know, and so I was thinking about shedding those extra layers, and it also made me think about how I am so excited, and you probably are too, about, you know, shedding the heaviness of winter and the fall, and to allow yourself to feel lighter, fresher, cleaner in celebration of spring. And so if you're feeling the same way, then you are in the right spot. Because today I'm going to share my top detox secrets and also give you a few guidelines so you can decide if during a spring detox is right for you. So many of you have told me that you were excited to learn about how you can have a really effective spring detox. So I'm looking forward to sharing this information with you, and I especially want to share with those of you who have never detoxed before, or if you're like me and you've tried a bunch of different detoxes, but you haven't found the one that's right for you. So in fact, I want to tell you a secret about me before I get into my spring detox secrets. So I was never one to do detoxes. I used to think that they were silly, meaningless. You know, I saw a bunch of people doing detoxes all around me, but I never thought that they were for me. I thought my body was working just fine, but technically it really wasn't. I was missing all the signs that my body was begging for a detox. So I finally, though, I did give in, and I failed miserably at my first detox. And it wasn't even a long one. It was a 3-day one. And I just, for some reason, I just could not focus, and I couldn't eliminate the harmful things from my body. And that's when I knew that I had a problem, because that's when I realized that I was living to eat versus eating to live. Detoxing doesn't have to cause anxiety. It doesn't have to be stressful. It does not have to cause digestive imbalances. And for sure, it does not need to lend to binge eating the minute the detox is over. So let's talk for a minute about why detoxing is important in the first place. So detoxification is a normal part of your body's daily processes. It's just like your heart beats, your lungs breathe, and your stomach breaks down food. Your body is also working to remove toxins, pollutants, chemicals, and waste from your body every single day. The primary ways that your body does this is through your liver, your lungs, your skin, and your kidneys. Now, you might be wondering about what this all means for you. Well, the unfortunate truth is that we live in an extremely toxic world, and we're exposed to all kinds of harmful toxins on a daily basis. We have food that's loaded with chemicals. It's loaded with trans fats, synthetic sweeteners, and high fructose corn syrup. There's pollution in there, and our water is not pure and pristine, and our bodies simply can't keep up. So when our bodies get overwhelmed, those toxic chemicals no longer get flushed out, and instead they reside in our bodily tissue. Our bodies are trying to protect us from dangerous substances by setting it aside and surrounding it with mucus and fat, so that it will not cause an imbalance or trigger an immune response. But what that means is that every single one of us has toxic substances in our fat. And yes, it is true. There's no chance that you don't have some kind of toxins stored in your system. And no matter how clean you eat or how healthy you are, trust me, you still have some toxins inside of you. So the only way to get rid of all of these hidden toxins is by following a detox. A detox allows your body to have a break from ingesting new chemicals and toxins, and during that break, it is able to mobilize the existing toxic substances and dump them into the bloodstream so they can be flushed out. Many people feel pretty nasty, honestly, at some point during their detox, and that's because their bloodstream is filling up with residual toxins. So the more toxic you are, the worse you actually may feel. And without this break, our bodies simply cannot get rid of the toxins that are already stored in our fat. And here's the funny thing. If we don't take the time to help our systems clean out, we know, oh, hi. If we don't send, and I lost my place, but if we don't take a break from ingesting new chemicals and toxins during that break, it's going to be hard to mobilize the existing toxins and dump them and just get everything out of the place. But one of the things I want to tell you is that if we don't take that break, we're going to experience food cravings, 3 p.m. crash where most people are grabbing that candy bar during that time frame. And then we will continue to experience inconsistent digestion. Our weight will keep creeping up. And I just want to tell you, it's probably time for you to schedule a detox. Fortunately, spring is a great time to detox because many of the foods that grow in spring are naturally high in detoxifying properties. So asparagus and lettuce, spinach, I'm getting hungry just looking at all this, parsley, these are all wonderful detoxifiers. So spring is certainly a delicious time to commit to doing a detox. So now that we know why we need to detox, let's go right into the ways that people get detoxing all wrong. And of course, I'm going to share with you what you need to do to detox the right way. So let's get right into detox secret number 1. Detox secret number 1 is not keeping your eyes on your own paper. Yeah, I know that's funny. So remember back in grade school when one of the biggest rules was to do your own work? Well, as we grow up, we lose that lesson somewhere along the way. And as you heard from my own personal story about detoxing, I was not immune to this either. So focusing on what other people are doing to detox or forcing yourself to do a detox that simply isn't right for you, that is not the answer. And that can be downright dangerous. So if you're new to detoxing, doing a lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper detox or an all juice detox is one of the worst things you can do because your system can be thrown into shock from the extreme change. The reality is that your body does not care whether you fit into your skinny jeans. Your body is focused on one simple thing, and that is keeping you alive. When you jump into an extreme detox without preparation or previous experience, your body experiences that detox as a crisis. And when your body goes into crisis mode, the last thing it wants to do is to create extra work for itself. Instead, it focuses on preserving energy and actually slowing down your metabolism by burning fewer calories and less fat to protect you and to keep you alive. Well, that's the exact opposite of what most people want to happen when you're detoxing. So what to do instead? Trust your instincts and your body. Although detoxing isn't always comfortable, most of us can tell the difference between experiencing a little discomfort and something that's going really wrong. So if you've ever tried detoxing before where you felt super sick the whole time, you just knew that something wasn't right, then you know what I'm talking about. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no thanks to a detox that doesn't sit right with you. In fact, there's nothing wrong with you. It simply means that that isn't the right detox for your body. And all of our bodies are different. And the reality is that there isn't a one size fits all. Instead, if you haven't detoxed before, or if you're struggling to find the detox that's right for you, I encourage you to try a detox that's built around adding lots of detoxifying food to your diet rather than restricting and depriving you of food. And these kinds of detoxes are just as effective and can actually be better for you because you'll stick to the whole program instead of, eating a Butterfinger halfway through. So let's go to detox secret number 2. Now, detox secret number 2 is doing the wrong kind of detox in the wrong season. Now, this is a huge mistake that I see that beginning and season detoxers make all the time. I especially notice this in January and February when everyone's just like all set up with their New Year's resolutions and they're determined to drop the weight that they've gained over the holidays, and however, doing a juice cleanse at the beginning of the year can set you up for disaster for the rest of the year. The problem with doing an all juice cleanse in the winter is that your body is aware that it's winter. Again, on a cellular level, your body's primary purpose is to keep you healthy and strong enough to make it to the next day. Well, let me slow down and make sure we're understanding this. In the winter, the body's goals is to keep you safe and warm. When you deprive your body of sufficient calories, of the good fat and the protein when it's in the winter survival mode, your body will misread what's happening, assume that you are starving. And when your system is in starvation mode, your body does everything that it can to hang on to every last calorie. So what does that mean? When you're on a juice cleanse in cold and dark winter months, your body slows down your metabolism and does everything it can to keep you alive. But, and this is, I know it's the scary part, but when you start eating real food again, it takes a while for your body to realize that you are no longer starving. And that means it continues to hoard those calories and keep metabolic burn at a low rate until your body feels safe enough to come out of starvation mode. So not only do you cause a problem for your system while you're detoxing if you're doing the wrong kind of detox for the season that you're in, but you also will create a metabolic problem for weeks right after. So what do you do instead? Green juices and smoothies are a really powerful tool when it comes to detoxing, but they are best used in spring and summer detoxes. So when you're looking for the right detox for you, be sure to look for one that understands the roles that seasons play in developing the detox that would be best for the time of year. So I've discovered that for myself that doing an extreme detox once a year is not particularly effective. In fact, I found that what usually happens is, despite the best of intentions, many people start these detoxes and they cheat through most of them or give up halfway through. I'd rather have you dedicate 5 quality days to yourself into detoxing your bodies a few times a year and really stick with it. And then, versus doing a really long 21-day cleanse where you're miserable, you're suffering, you just end up eating everything imaginable. And that, that happens because you're probably hungry. So actually, this is a great time for me to share how you can go deeper with this before we go into our third secret. Now, I have my own 5-day detox plan. It's great for beginners who have never detoxed before and for people who have noticed they have a hard time sticking to more extreme detoxes and cleanses. If that sounds like you, then you are in the right spot. I want to share with you how you can join me for my 5-day spring detox. If you want to find out more about this detox right now, then go ahead and go to the URL that is at the bottom of your screen. So there are many ways that my 5-day detox is so successful, but I want to run through just a few of them with you now before we get back into the very last secret. So my detoxes are highly supportive. You won't ever feel like you're alone, and you'll never be left wondering what you should be doing. The protocols that I've created are doable and reasonable, and you can even do this detox while you're working. Now, I don't know about you, but it used to drive me crazy when I signed up for a detox only to realize that I had to do a ton of work to figure out what I was supposed to eat. Well, I've taken the work out of the detox for you by creating a 5-day meal plan and recipe handbook that will tell you exactly what to eat and when to eat. In fact, you'll find that many of the recipes are so delicious, literally, that you'll want to eat them well after the detox ends. And because I don't want you to feel deprived or like you're suffering, I've also included snacks, recipes, sweet treats, and things to help you. So no matter what kind of cravings you might have, I got you set. You'll be completely covered. I've even written the shopping list for you. So you'll be able to sign up, get your materials, and you'll be ready to go. I'll also be doing a live pre-detox training call on exactly what you can expect from the detox and how you can best set yourself up for success. Now, listen, if you know anything about me, you know I don't like to hold back at all. I share as much information as I can to ensure that you have really, really effective, powerful detox. So I've built options into the program so you can make the detox work for you. There are optional steps that you can take to deepen your detox. But that, simply eating the food, it actually is great. But you can see that you can detox even to a greater level by having a mask done with a facial, skin detoxing, massages helps to release toxin as well as tongue scraping. So with me, you'll get hands-on support from me and from your fellow detoxers during the group detox. And that actually runs, as you saw, from April 3rd to April 7th. And you'll be able to connect via our support group where you can post your questions, share your successes, read all about what other detoxers are doing and experiencing. So if you're wondering whether the time is right for you to do a spring detox, I encourage you to really consider why now isn't the right time. Is it really worth it for you to continue on feeling tired and bloated? Do you know that there's something really in you that needs to change so that you can be your best? So one thing I know to be true is that if you want things to be different, you have to do things differently. Now, the beauty of this detox is the amount of change that can occur in just 5 days. So many people have reported having more energy, feeling clearer in their thinking, experiencing more calmness, feeling at peace, and even sleeping better than they have in years. So now is the time to invest in yourself and just imagine how life could be feeling so better, so great, so different. What could you accomplish? What could you change for yourself? So if you know that now is the time, I invite you to head over to my Spring Detox website at the URL that's right there on your screen and invest in yourself for just $77. Now, another thing that people get wrong while detoxing, and this is actually an extra bonus secret that I'm going to throw in here for you, is not thinking about how to transition out of the detox. So if your first meal after a detox is a burger and French fries to celebrate your success, then I hate to break it to you like this, but you pretty much have undone everything, all that good work that you did during your detox. So this is the reason why the transitioning out of the detox is really important to me and something I would like to share with you. So as a special bonus, I've actually put together a Make It Last post-detox handbook just for you. So those details will give you everything that you need. And I packed it all in there so that you can keep that same glow and it will last as long as possible for all the great things that you did during your detox. Now, you'll get the Make It Last handbook when you sign up by March 27th, and you need to sign up by midnight. So a lot of the clients are, understanding that transitioning back into the real world after post-detox is often the toughest part because people feel so deep and so passionate and they're like, I just don't want to go backwards. So with this handbook, you'll get exactly what you need, but just make sure that you sign up by March 27th in order to get this extra bonus. Okay. And that's just my free gift to you. So let's recap. Let's go back. Let's go back and recap the secrets that we talked about so far. So we talked about secret number 1, which is not keeping your eyes on your own paper. We talked about secret number 2, which is doing the wrong kind of detox in the wrong season. And detox secret number 3 is approaching a detox as a punishment or something that has to make you suffer. Instead of looking at a detox as a punishment, what if you looked at it as a great experience and an opportunity for you to provide some high quality self-care for yourself? Now, I know there's men and women on this call, but I want to say women especially often get so caught up in taking care of others that our own self-care falls to the wayside. And here's the problem with that. When you don't take care of yourself, you eventually run out of energy to take care of everyone else. You simply can't pour from an empty pitcher. So what that means is that when you've given all you have to give, that is not the time to dig deeper to find the last bit of reserves you have. Instead, when you're running on empty, that's when it's time for you to switch gears and give some attention to yourself. So what to do instead? I encourage you to use the detox as a time to recharge and renew your body, your mind, and your soul. Yes, renew, renew, renew. And it's a great way to refill the pitcher that, that has run on empty, just like what we see on the screen. And you will feel renewed, rejuvenated, refreshed. And you can show that you have that great capacity to take care of yourself. Okay. Now, when you feel great and look great, you're going to have outrageous amounts of energy, and you'll be able to live a higher quality of life. And isn't that worth dedicating 5 days to? So again, I want to encourage you to consider joining my 5-day detox. And, if this is something that's resonating with you, I definitely encourage you just to take some time and commit to this detox. So feel free to head over to the URL that's right there and you can sign up. And remember, you'll get that Make It Last handbook. So I am beyond excited that you all have joined me on this call. I want to open up just the time now for a few questions. And I'm real cognizant about time, so I didn't want you to have to commit a lot of time tonight. But what you can start doing is to unmute your call. But I'm going to go ahead and answer a few questions, and then we'll kind of do some interacting face-to-face. But some of the questions that actually came to me that were emailed to me in advance, I had one person that asked me, how do I know if I need to detox? Well, that's a great question, because if you actually live on planet Earth, then you're going to need to detox. But here are some signs that your body is clogged up with toxins. You've got belly fat, your belly is bloated, you have indigestion, an upset stomach, you might have diarrhea, constipation, irregular bowel movements. You might even have a poor sleeping quality, lack of energy, your skin might be breaking out, and you just always feel tired. So that's a big question. So I thought I would answer that one because I've been asked that a couple of times. Another question that came is, why do you encourage people to do more than a one-time detox? Why do you tell people to keep doing it? Because it helps to hit that reset button on your eating habits. And so you pick one good habit and then you drop off a bad one, and by the end of the year, now you've got a real change. So let me just see if I can connect with you. So we want to have a few more, some time for questions and answers. And let's see if I can connect with you. So here we are. So I don't know if you have any questions. Hi. You can unmute yourself. Let's see. Do you have any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you explain a typical day for the detox in terms of food and drink consumption?
Yes, I can. And that is a great question. And actually, what I'd like to do is I am going to, not that screen, I am going to actually come over to show you, let's just peer into, let's see if we can get this going here. Let's peer into a little bit behind the scenes. I'm going to show you what, and are you still seeing this? Hope you're still seeing this. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this wonderful handbook, and it is loading. And so here we actually have what the handbook looks like. And I'm going to show you what a typical day looks like here. It's still loading. What will happen is that first thing in the morning, you're going to start the day off with drinking hot water and lemon. And then you would move into, so we're going through all of our snacks, the prep work, and let me get to the meal plan. So here it is. So each day, like in the handbook, you'll see, did you drink more waters? How conscious were you moving throughout the day? Were you mindful of your eating habits? Did you practice gratitude? Did you stick to the meal guidelines? And then I even encourage you to go to bed a little bit early. And let me go over to one other thing. Let me show you one other thing that I have here. Let's go to the recipes. So here's the page that I want to show you. So here we have, in the recipe guide, it'll show how on day one, I have set up, let's see. Okay, my system is moving slow. So here we have right here on the screen. So day one, these are all recipes that I have set up. You would have your morning meal, you'd have your curried salmon, salad and lettuce cups, beet and carrot slaw. And then for dinner, you'd have your chicken asparagus and sun-dried tomatoes. Now, the beauty of this whole suggested list is that you can make changes along the way. Because I've even created a blank meal menu planner so you can map out your recipes. And as you see here, it's actually a 25-page booklet, but there's all the recipes that you need. Things for breakfast, you see there's things for lunch, and then when I talked about like having sweet treats and different things, those things are closer to the end of the book. There's some salad recipes, and it's absolutely wonderful. So there are some snacks, there are some kale chips. And the reason why I'm kind of pointing out these snacks is because you can throw in a snack whenever you feel as if you're hungry. So this detox is not based upon, a calorie count or staying within a certain amount, because you're eating all delicious foods. So does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, that is all that I have for this call. I encourage you to jump over to the website and get started. Take the opportunity to create a wonderful experience for yourself and give your body the break that it needs. So thank you so much for coming on the call, and I appreciate you all, and I look forward to you being a part of the Detox group. So until next time, bye. Love you guys. Have a great day.